Discover the proven prayer that brings emotional balance in minutes. Write your name and amen in the comments below. Close your eyes and focus. Keep your faith steady. If possible, listen to this prayer daily until the end. Your plea will be heard. Dear God, I come to you with an open heart, seeking the peace that only you can give. Sometimes I feel like the world is crumbling around me, and the fear of losing my emotional balance overwhelms me. It's distressing to think that I might go into crisis, struggling with depression and anxiety. Then I remember your words and the promise that powerful prayer brings emotional balance in minutes. Lord, help me to understand that I can find comfort in you. I want to hold on to your word and your presence, for I know that when I am near you, I have nothing to fear. The fear of destabilizing my mind and heart makes me feel small and vulnerable. That is why I seek your strength and protection, Lord. I want to feel your love surrounding me and bringing me serenity, even in life's storms. Sometimes the weight of the world seems so heavy that I feel paralyzed. The thought of not being able to handle my emotions terrifies me. Help me to remember that I am not alone and that my faith can guide me through the darkest days. May I always recite this psalm and seek this prayer for peace, knowing that you are with me. God, I cry out for your constant help. May your light illuminate my path and drive away any shadow that may try to bring me down. I am tired of fighting alone. I need your presence by my side, giving me strength when I feel I might succumb to fear and insecurity. With your help, I know I can find the emotional balance I long for. In this moment, I commit to meditating on the psalm, which is a reflection of my desire to always be connected to you. I want this prayer to flow from my heart, strengthening and protecting me from crises. May the words of this psalm be a safe refuge for my soul. Psalm 132. Remember, Lord, David and all his afflictions, how he swore to the Lord and made vows to the mighty God of Jacob, saying, Surely I will not enter the tent of my house, nor go up to my bed. I will not give sleep to my eyes, nor rest to my eyelids, until I find a place for the Lord, a dwelling for the mighty God of Jacob. Behold, we heard of it in Ephrathah. We found it in the fields of the forest. We will enter his tabernacles. We will bow at the footstool of his feet. Arise, Lord, to your rest, you and the ark of your strength. Let your priests be clothed with righteousness, and let your saints rejoice. For the sake of David your servant, do not turn away the face of your anointed. The Lord has sworn in truth to David, and he will not turn from it. Of the fruit of your body I will set upon your throne. If your children keep my covenant and my testimonies, which I shall teach them, their children also shall sit upon your throne forever. For the Lord has chosen Zion. He has desired it for his dwelling, saying, This is my resting place forever. Here I will dwell, for I have desired it. I will abundantly bless her provision. I will satisfy her poor with bread. I will also clothe her priests with salvation, and her saints shall shout for joy. There I will make the horn of David grow. I have prepared a lamp for my anointed. I will clothe his enemies with shame, but upon him his crown shall flourish. Lord, I earnestly desire to find that place of rest in you, a dwelling where I can leave my worries and fears. May my heart be a home for your presence. In moments of uncertainty, I hold on to your promise that I will be safe when I cry out for your help. The fear of feeling unsettled is real, and I need your protection. I know that you are my shelter. With the strength of prayer, I want to stand firm, even when life's storms threaten to knock me down. Help me to remember that I can speak to you whenever fear tries to grip me. I want to be free, to live in peace, and to experience the emotional transformation that only your presence can offer. Lord, as I delve deeper into this search for rest and safety in you, I realize that each day is a new opportunity to surrender completely to your will. Sometimes I feel as if worries are drowning me like giant waves that come and go, but I remember that your hand is always extended, ready to pull me out of the turbulent waters. Help me to trust that even in the toughest situations, you are my refuge and fortress. When the world seems chaotic, may I find serenity in your presence, where everything is peaceful and safe. It's curious how often I allow negative thoughts to take over my mind, creating scenarios that exist only in my imagination. At this moment, I ask you to teach me to silence those thoughts that torment me. May I meditate on your word and let it guide me. I want to remember that prayer is not just a moment, but a continuous practice, an intimate conversation with you, which gives me strength and courage to face any challenge. When anxiety tries to overwhelm me, may I remember that I can turn to you, knowing that you hear me and love me. On this journey, I desire for my faith to be strengthened. I want to believe that with each step, I am moving closer to a place of peace that surpasses all understanding. May I see difficulties as opportunities for growth and learning, and not as insurmountable barriers. Help me to see the beauty in the small things of everyday life, in the simple moments that often go unnoticed. I thank you for every new morning, for every breath that allows me to live and experience your goodness. I feel that by placing my fears and worries in your hands, a lightness begins to take over me. This reminds me of how important it is to also help those around me. May I be a channel of your love and comfort, reaching out to those who are struggling and in need of support. Sometimes, others also feel lost and disoriented, and I want to be a light to them, showing that there is hope and healing in the presence of God. I know I am not perfect and that in moments of weakness I may stumble and fall. But even so, I want to rise up and continue seeking your face. May I never lose the will to pray and cry out to you even when life gets tough. I remember that when I humble myself before you, I find true strength. Instead of being led by fear, I want to embrace the faith that helps me move forward, even with small steps. As I seek this place of rest, I also remember the promises you have made in your word. Your faithfulness is unwavering, and I want to place my trust in you. When insecurity tries to paralyze me, may I remember that you are my shepherd and I shall not want. This brings me deep relief. I know that even when I am in the valley of the shadow of death, you are with me, and that is all I need to move forward. And when thoughts of despair try to take over me, may I quickly return to your word and recall the power of prayer. Every time I pray, every time I cry out, I am affirming my faith and my dependence on you. May this connection grow stronger, and may I experience the true emotional transformation that comes from knowing I am in your hands. I know that emotional struggles can be intense, and that often I can't understand what's going on inside me. In these moments of confusion, help me to remember that I am not alone. You are always with me, ready to listen and guide me. I ask you to grant me discernment to identify the sources of my fear and anxiety, so that I can face them with courage and wisdom. When the storm of life approaches, I want to be able to say, I am standing firm in you, Lord. May I rest in your peace, knowing that prayer has the power to change everything around me. Every word that comes out of my mouth and every thought I focus on you brings healing and renewal. Help me to be patient and wait for your response, even when things seem difficult. I know that you have a plan for me, and that even in the darkest nights, there is a light that shines. My feelings are real, and sometimes the weight of them feels unbearable. But I also know that my emotions do not define me. When I feel like I can't go on, may I remember what you have done for me so far. The times I felt lost but found comfort and hope in your presence. Each day I want to rise up and choose faith, knowing that even when I face emotional battles, I do not have to fight alone. I am determined to surround myself with positive thoughts, to embrace joy and gratitude, even when the world tries to pull me down. May I remember that every difficulty is an opportunity to draw closer to you and experience your grace. Just as flowers need rain to grow, I too must face challenges to become stronger and become the person you have called me to be. Gratitude should be my response, even in the small victories of everyday life. I thank you for every step I take, for every smile I see, for every moment of peace granted to me. And even when I feel weak, may I remember that your strength is perfected in weakness. You are by my side, and this gives me the courage to face any storm. And when I look to the future, may I do so with hope. Instead of worrying about what is to come, I want to trust that you have a good and perfect plan for me. Even though the path seems uncertain, I know my life is in your hands. May I always seek your guidance and listen to your voice, guiding me with each step I take. I ask you that each day I may be more aware of your presence and the love that surrounds me. May I live in joy and hope even when life presents challenges. May I never forget that the power of prayer can change everything. And in every request I make, I am placing my trust in you, knowing that you will never fail. I will remember that life is a journey, and that each day brings new opportunities to grow in faith and love. May I be a witness of your goodness, sharing with others how your presence has brought me peace and security. When speaking to those I love, may I also be an instrument of encouragement and hope, showing that we can all find rest in God. Lord, may my life be a reflection of your love and your light. When people look at me, may they see the joy that comes from unwavering faith and total trust in you. I want my testimony to be a source of inspiration to those who are lost and seeking answers. May I be an example of how prayer can bring emotional balance and transformation. And when difficulties arise, may I remember the strength you have given me to overcome every challenge. May my story be proof that even in the most intense storms, there is always a way to peace. And that peace comes from an intimate relationship with you where I feel safe and loved. In conclusion, I ask that every day I make prayer a priority in my life. May I not allow the busyness of everyday life to take me away from your presence. May I reserve time to connect with you, meditate on your word, and seek your face. In this way, my life will be marked by the serenity and peace that only you can give. In this moment, I ask that you help me strengthen my faith so that I can resist the temptations to fall into anxiety and sadness. May I always return to you and find the calm my heart desires. Help me practice meditation on the Psalms so that your word becomes my rock. I thank you, Lord, for already listening to me and answering my requests. I feel in my heart that the change has already begun. I thank you in advance for providing me with the emotional balance that I have been seeking. May I live in trust and peace, knowing that I am under your protection. I thank you for the serenity I feel now as I know that you are taking care of me. I thank you for the strength I feel growing within me each day, for I know that the miracle is already taking place. Thank you for every breath that brings me peace and hope. I am grateful for your constant presence, which lights my way and helps me avoid the traps of depression and anxiety. I thank you for every moment when your light dispels the darkness in my life. I am grateful, Lord, for your infinite goodness that manifests in my life in ways I often cannot perceive. I thank you for every small blessing that goes unnoticed, like the warmth of the morning sun or the smile of a friend. These are reminders of your love and care for me. Thank you for teaching me to value the little things and for showing me that, even amid difficulties, there is always something to be grateful for. I look forward to witnessing the wonders that the psalm brings to my heart, guiding me toward a state of lasting peace. I thank you for the transformation that is happening inside me. I am aware that every prayer I make, every word I meditate on, is a step toward the emotional balance I long for. Thank you for reminding me that difficulties are not the end, but rather an invitation to draw closer to you. I am confident that your strength will sustain me and that, over time, I will see tangible results in my life. The psalm is a living promise that, by trusting in you, I can find true peace and emotional stability. Lastly, I thank you for the renewed trust that is being born within me. I know that by surrendering to you and your will, I am freeing myself from the chains that keep me bound to fear and insecurity. I am grateful for every step I take toward healing, serenity, and happiness. Thank you for always being by my side, for giving me the courage to face my challenges, and for opening doors that once seemed closed. With faith, I await the blessings that will come through this psalm, knowing that each of them is a reflection of your unconditional love for me. At the end of this prayer, Lord, I surrender completely to your will, knowing that the psalm I meditate on here is a door that opens to true transformation. I ask that everyone who hears these words may find the same peace and stability that I seek. May this prayer be more than words and touch the hearts of all those who feel the need to seek in you the solution for their inner struggles. May each one who joins this sacred moment of prayer perceive the strength and living presence of the Lord, feeling welcomed and renewed in His grace. Lord, I ask that this message reaches many people as possible. May they like, comment, and share this prayer so that others may have the opportunity to be touched by your love and protection. May the strength of this prayer resonate in every home, bringing hope, relief, and strength to all who are facing struggles, insecurities, or fears. Your light is the medicine for the soul, and I ask that every heart that opens to this message may feel the comfort and courage that only your presence can offer. May this video become a source of renewed faith for those who need it. Finally, Lord, I place everything in your hands, with full confidence that I have already received what I asked for. I thank you for every transformation that I know is on its way, for I trust that you always hear the cry of your children. May all who come here perceive the miracle in their own lives as I am perceiving it now. May this psalm be a beacon for those who feel lost, an anchor for those who are restless, and a hug for those who feel alone. May the peace and love that only you can grant take over everyone. Amen.